It's the Rush, Utah High School sports every day. Here we go, Larry.
I hit dingers.
Top returning tacklers from 1A North. Number 5, we go to North Severe. That's Xander Christiansen, outside linebacker coming in here, shedding a block, getting the hit, causing a fumble, maybe getting on the fumble as well for North Severe. Number 4 is Riker Jenkins, 53 tackles. He was 6th in the region last year, and he's coming back at number 4 of returning tacklers. Number 3 is Tucker Leffler, the big fella. Both sides of the ball. Let the bodies hit the floor. Leffler, boom! Big time hit, big time player for Duchesne. Number 2 is Wrigley Crouch, 61 tackles. This is from a couple years ago. Man in the middle. He's going to fly the W flag here and make the sack for the Bulldogs. And number 1 is Ryder Snow. This is actually an offensive play. Fullback, leaking out of the backfield. He does it all as well. Brought to you by Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Trust the boys that sell GE and Samsung at AWP. They've been supporting Region 9 athletes for over 25 years at AWP. Sponsored by Grass Creek Construction, bringing visions to life for over 20 years. Our hype you up week 1 game to talk about today is one that a lot of people have circled on their calendars, Larry. I know you and I both do, especially after media days, talking to both of these coaches and both of these programs. Your Thursday night game is Mountain Ridge Sky Ridge, which is nothing to sneeze at. That's going to be a huge game. 2 great programs vying to be in the state championship run. We're looking at Friday's game, which is going to be Davis hosting Corner Canyon, because this is the game everybody wanted to see last year. Davis got upset in the semifinal, the Lone Peak, that double overtime game. Davis only lost twice last year, Larry, and they were both double overtime losses. 1 to Fremont, 1 to Lone Peak in the playoffs. It was going to be Traden versus Helaman in the state championship. Didn't get that chance, but this year, there's a ton of interesting storylines heading into this game. First of all, it's Coach Casey Sutera's first year taking over the program for Corner Canyon. It's basically like replacing Nick Saban at Corner Canyon with all that Coach Eric Kerr did. He's going to Weber State. Sutera was his defensive coordinator at Jordan, then at Corner Canyon, and had all these great years. And then you've got his defensive mind, and last time he was at Corner Canyon, last year he was there, they only gave up 17 points per game. On the other side, you got Davis, who last year put up 42 points per game. Davis this year has the elite transfer quarterback from St. John Bosco. That's Brody Scheinberg, who everybody's looking forward to. He's a Power 4 kid. Versus Corner Canyon, who this year has a program quarterback, Larry. Jackson Pearson, who's been part of the program his whole career, no transferring. He's going to get a shot as QB1 this year for the Chargers. A little intrigue there between the quarterbacks. The North, 6A North versus the 6A South. Many people call Region 3 the SEC of Utah, especially 6A. Is this the year when a team from outside, it's been since 2017, Larry, I believe, since a non-Region 3 team has won the championship? That was Bingham. Double check that, but I think it was 2017 or 2018. So Davis, with all the talent they've got, Bodie Sparrow, top recruit in the state, going to Oklahoma. You've got Jackson Itaha going, one of the top defensive players and receivers in the state. Mason Bush goes on and on. Corner Canyon, you've got Jackson West, Diesel Dart, Rice Palapoy, who came over from Brighton, Tate Patterson, and many more. This has got to be the number 1 game in the state, and we'll see if this is the year. Davis, probably the leading contender coming into this season in 6A, that somebody outside of Region 3 can win the whole dang thing, Larry. We'll see what the heck happens. Player Spotlight from Kanab, brought to you by Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Trust the boys that sell GE at AWP in Southern Utah, across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart. Use the cheat code, get wholesale prices, save big on your appliances. Samsung, GE, Cafe Series, they've got everything at Appliance Wholesalers Plus. We're looking at Latimer Glover, first team All-Stater last year for Kanab, both sides of the ball, start tight end. Here's his best highlight from last year. He's going to tell us all about it. He had 27 catches, 388 yards, and 7 touchdowns for Kanab. Here's Latimer.
The highlight that I picked out for this, let's see, this video.
was my catch against Beaver. First game at home. We're on our first drive of the game. We're driving down and we get 2nd and 12 or so, I want to say. We ran our boot play, kind of some people call it the waggle. I release out on my break, and Brogan puts the ball a little up high. I jump to go get it, and I get flipped, do a full 360. You can see in the video I point for the first down, but it wasn't actually a first down, which is kind of awkward. But it was the reason I picked it out. It was very tone setting. I think that it honestly set the tone for the rest of the game, and had a couple more catches in that game that were really huge. But one area that I think we're going to really thrive this year is going to be our playmaking ability. We lost a couple kids. We lost Brogan, we lost Hayden, Colton, Kyle, Ozzy, a lot of our main dudes that have been there for a while. But I think we're going to be able to replace very well. We got a bunch of athletes coming up, and I think that's going to be what is really going to push us over the top. Our defense will be sound, but I think we have a very good shot at our playmaking ability this year. Thanks for having me.
What an incredible day for Utah baseball, for Southern Utah baseball and Crimson Cliffs, one of the best programs in the state year in and year out. Petey Soto getting drafted and Tyler West. Soto drafted in the 18th round by Houston. He had a heck of a year for Utah Tech this past season, hitting .347 with 6 home runs. He was top 20 in the WAC in base hits, batting average, stolen bases, doubles, runs scored, ribbies, and slugging percentage. And, you think about Petey playing high school at Crimson Cliffs and the career he had. Just one of the smoothest players. Just everything was natural for Petey. It seemed like he was destined for great things, even as a young player, all the way up through high school. You just saw him play shortstop, and these pro scouts can just tell, looking at a guy, like, holy cow, this kid has all the tools. And then when he puts it together at the plate, hitting for power, hitting for average, speed on the bases, all that stuff. Congratulations to Petey Soto. Incredible, going to a great organization in Houston. 18th round draft pick. And then Tyler West, 12th round draft pick. He's going to Detroit. This past season he was at Slick. He had committed to go to Texas A&M for next year, played in the Wood Bat League. I think that was, at least what I heard, what made people go, holy cow, and get the offer from Texas A&M. Did I say Texas Tech before? I meant Texas A&M. Was what he did in the Wood Bat League. He just raked extra base hits, stolen bases. This year for Slick, he had 32 stolen bases, hit .391. And another kid in high school who just had one of the best careers, athletic careers at football. He could have played football, in my opinion, FBS football, and now he's drafted in the major leagues. Just an incredible show of the talent out of Region 9 and out of Crimson Cliffs to get 2 draft picks from the same team, 2 MLB drafted players on the same team who won a state championship is remarkable. And talking about Petey, how natural he was defensively. Tyler West, same thing, out in center field, making all those plays. Let's see, I believe we've got Coach Justin Abbott talking about what a big day and awesome day that was for Crimson Cliffs, seeing 2 of his former players get drafted.
Hey, Andy. Hey, thanks for having me. Just wanted to say real quick how proud we are of Tyler and Petey. They worked extremely hard at this. But, besides just the talent that they have and the work that they've put in physically, man, what incredible men, that they've become, and the experiences they've gone through that have helped them to this point. And here at Crimson and in our community, we're so happy for Petey and Tyler, and so happy for their families, for them to get the opportunity to extend their careers in baseball. And really, those guys are pillars in our program and guys that we talk about all the time, and super proud of them and excited for the next chapter in their lives. And go Tigers and go Astros. So excited for those guys.
Our Nets on Fire Spotlight player is Jalise Chatman from American Fork. She's going into her senior year, averaged 15 points per game last year. First team All-State in 6A, 30% from three, 85% from the free throw line, and over 3 steals a game. She's been competing in the Nike tournament in Las Vegas this past weekend. She's going to tell us all about that and her excitement for the upcoming season with American Fork.
The highlight of this Nike tournament was my first game when I had 15 points. I was 7 for 8. I missed 1 shot, which was really good, and I had a charge at the end of the game, which was during crunch time, and it really helped my team out. I had 3 steals and 4 rebounds. What I'm most proud of from this season is that my team won 14 games, which is a big improvement from last year because they only won 4 games. What I am working on right now is new moves so that I am able to not be stopped, because last year they double teamed and zoned me, so these new moves will help me for next season. 2 of my teammates that I think are underrated are Summer Holland and Gracie Stewart. They really work hard, and I believe that they will help us for next season.
Segment brought to you by Grass Creek Construction. We're looking at one of the best returning players for the Pineview Panthers. A lot of exciting stuff going on at Pineview, Larry, with Coach Hosner's return. They got one of the top prospects at quarterback in Coy Doman, and a returning receiving core that people are excited about, including Max Yocham, who does it all, including special teams. He had, 29 catches for 320 yards last year. And here he is. He's going to tell us a little bit about his favorite highlight last season on a kick return.
In this clip, it's tie game, 7-7. It's at the end of the first quarter. They kicked it to me for the first kickoff of the game, and I didn't get much done with the ball. And then, so when I caught the ball on this one, I just knew I had to do something with the ball. So I followed my blockers, and I just hit the first hole I saw, and there was really no one past then, so I just had to outrun everyone behind me, and that was pretty easy. So then I just scored, and yeah. And then this year, I think our offense is going to be real good. Coy Doman's been balling out, and he's just awesome. And our wide receiver core has been real good. Russell Jacobs, Jax Carlson, Braxton Colin's improved a lot. Carter Buchanan, Jonah, Ben, we just have so much depth, and we're just going to make a lot of noise on the offensive side. So,
who is the top Utah high school football player of this century on offense?
Well, that's a heck of a question, and here's what you always have to do, Larry, is set up your criteria here, because a lot of people would say it's got to be Penei Sewell because he's the best football player in the NFL right now. So he's the best player. So that's hard to argue with. But I think as much as you can, sometimes it's hard to do with alignment, is you got to separate the pro career or the college career from what they did in high school. So if we do that, in my opinion, you can look at a handful of guys. One is Austin Kafensis, because he's the best, all-time leading rusher and leading passer. Jordan, speaking of Eric Kerr, earlier on in the show, Kafensis did one of the greatest high school careers probably in any state, not just Utah, with what he did at Jordan. Was responsible for hundreds of touchdowns in his career, and total yards per game was like 600 yards. It was unbelievable what he did for the Beat Digger. So he's got to be up there. I guess we're talking more offense today, right, Larry? We're speaking more offense as opposed to defense. Puka Nacua. Puka is the all-time leading receiver in receiving yards. He's up there for touchdowns. His senior year, he had just a ridiculous amount of touchdowns. I don't have it in front of me, Larry. Maybe you can help me and look that up. Puka's got to be up there. Jalen Warren from East, who's now playing in the NFL, had a 3,000-yard season for East. 3,000-yard just rushing yards for East. He's got to be up there. You can look at the Corner Canyon quarterbacks, Dart and Wilson and Kasuga and Devin Brown and all these guys who probably have an argument. Riley Nelson, when he was at Logan, in one season in 2025, was responsible for 84 touchdowns. 84, Larry! So he's got to be up there, and there's dozens and dozens more. Penei Sewell. We were down here covering him when he was at Desert Hills, and he was like the Blind Side movie. The Blind Side movie with Michael Orr, they may have exaggerated a little bit with him like picking up guys and throwing them over the bleachers and stuff. that was not an exaggeration when it came to Petey. Petey was just, he was ruining people's lives on the field every Friday. The whole defense was just ruined. So he's got to be up there. Heck, I would put Noah Sewell. Noah Sewell played quarterback as a sophomore and was just jumping over people. He's now a linebacker for the Bears and stuff like that. So there's a million other linemen that we could point to, but skill position guys. Who's your pick, Larry? Do you have one? I'm just bringing up a couple that came to mind. Defensis, because his numbers are out of this world. Puka, best receiver. Jalen Warren is a cool thing because he's in the NFL. The string of Corner Canyon quarterbacks. And then Riley Nelson's season in 2005. He deserves to be mentioned. Who else you want to put in? We want to be diplomatic here, Larry. We can name off 10 guys, but I think those are some of the top ones for me. Welcome back. It's The Rush. Thanks for being here. We've got Coach Patrick Amico, Pineview Basketball, and Cooper Williams here. They're fresh off the Nevada Live tournament. They went all the way to the championship, and I want a full rundown here for Pineview fans who couldn't make it down or have seen that. Let's start with you, Coach. What was that experience like for the Panthers, and what were you most proud of with this group's effort?
Yeah, it was a great experience. I was super proud of how hard we fought. We played, I would say, two really good teams, one great team, and then one just okay team. A couple from Arizona, a couple from California. But it was a great experience. We're missing our starting shooting guard. He was on a family trip in Hawaii. So we were down a man, but these guys stepped up and did great. And this group just has a ton of grit, a ton of heart, and there's a reason Coop's on with you. He's our leader. He's our quarterback. And yeah, we had a great tournament.
So this year upcoming, you graduated a lot of talent. Obviously had a great team last year, Coach. Before we start talking to Cooper a little bit, kind of forecast for us what the roster looks like for the upcoming year as far as experience and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people around the region and around town thought, we were going to be really down this year. We lost, like you said, a ton of minutes. I think we only have 12 minutes a game returning. So I've told the kids, there's 126 available minutes per night. So we'll figure it out. But this group is really scrappy. Cooper's been scrappy his whole career here at Pineview. He's a stud on and off the court, and he's our leader, and it feels so nice to be able to put somebody out on the court that, there's a lot of times where I'm like, just call what you see, what you feel. And Coop gets that better than most, and really his brother was great at it, Nash was great at it, but I think Coop has a chance to take it to a whole nother level because of his feel of the game. So we have some seniors that'll be coming in and helping us that have been waiting. Two returning seniors. Maddox got hurt at the beginning of the year, and then Ethan Ott stepped in for him. They're both back. Kyle Heidemann played a little bit last year. He was the one we were missing down at Nevada Live. So, and then we have some guys that have played JV the last few years with Mav, Gav, Easton. If I'm forgetting anybody, Coop, help me out. I think that's our seniors. But then we're also really young, and that's why I think a lot of people thought it was going to be a tough year. It could be a tough year for us. I mean, last year Riker Summer started for us until he got hurt. He'll be a sophomore, and then we have two freshmen that are playing for us. And right now, one's starting, one's coming right off the bench as our sixth man. So we're going to be quite young, but with the senior leadership and with a point guard like Cooper, it's really flown really nicely, and yeah, we're excited to can't wait to August to get going again full time.
Cooper, what's your evaluation of not only yourself but the team and having a successful run at Nevada Live and some of these other summer tournaments that you've played in? What's kind of clicking right now for this group, for yourself as kind of the quarterback, as Coach said, but just kind of overall too?
Yeah, I would say some main things for us is I'd say we're very unselfish. We move the ball pretty well. We don't really care who scores as long as we score. And we also play very hard. We have a lot of guys getting on the floor, everything, and it translates into wins.
How have you, and coach, this might be more of a question for you, but how has Cooper just kind of hit the ground running, getting his big shot as a senior here to kind of lead the team and the program? Cooper, how did you prepare yourself to be ready when it's your time right away? And then I'll ask coach the same question.
Um, I'd say like just going to all the practices for the last like 2 years, just like watching what the other varsity guys do, just like learning from all the like seniors before me and everything, and then just staying in the gym too. It just like helps me like stay ready.
And what do you like most about the system that you guys are running, and how does it kind of emphasize what you do well as a point guard?
Um, I'd say it's pretty like fast paced. Like we have a lot of plays too. So as a point guard, it's nice because there's like a lot of different things I could get to, like depending like what I feel like would be needed in that moment.
And coach, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I just think one, Coop is a gym rat, right? He lives in the gym. I know he had great coaches within our program coming up. Coach Jay believed in it a ton coming up, and then last year playing for Coach Stearman and Coach Rush. So he's had great coaching along the way. He had an older brother that's been through our program that graduated 2 years ago that was a big help to him, who's now heading off to college to play himself as a point guard. So he's had great examples ahead of him. And I would say what makes Coop special within our offense is his ability to read off of a ball screen is really unbelievable. His timing, his change of pace, his feel for the game, and his passing ability is really special. And it was fun. We were up at Utah State's team camp, and Mason Falsev, the mayor of Logan, is scoring the game, and it was fun giving him a hard time before because we tried to get him at UVU when he was younger, but so we had a little bit of a relationship, and I'm like, what's the mayor doing working team camp? Like, you should be getting paid to sit over there. Like, why are you working? And all of a sudden, the brand new head coach Ben Jacobson pulls up, and then all these assistants are pulling. I'm like, who are they looking at? And that kid from Syracuse is really special. He's a Utah Prospects kid, so I thought maybe they were coming to watch him. And the one assistant came and stood by Mason, and they're just going crazy every time Coop's making a play. And finally, I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, Mason texted all of us and told us to come watch. This is his favorite player at the whole camp. And sure enough, by the end of the game, they were texting friends of theirs in the business and letting them know about Coop. And no, he's really special in the way he sees the floor and the way he just runs the show. Like, there's no panic. He's just like, Coach, I got it. And he rolls with it. And he's going to be a stud and a problem in this region.
I love that story. That's so awesome. I love Mason Falslev up there at Utah State. And then I was just going to ask you, Coach, and maybe Cooper, you too. Have you had summer games or whatever with other Region 9 teams so far? And what's that kind of looking like in context for Region next year?
We've played some region teams. We played Desert Hills at Utah Tech. We came out on top on that one, and then I believe we played Hurricane up at Utah Prep. I think that was the only games we played against region teams.
Okay, cool. And Coach, do you have any thoughts on? I know it's the same question every time. How's Region 9 get? Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parity and all that stuff. But I'm just curious in kind of, you have a little bit of crossover in the off season to kind of evaluate these other teams a little bit.
Yeah, we also got to play Snow Canyon. They're going to be one of the, Desert Hill, Snow Canyon, Dixie, I think are going to be the three teams most talked about coming into the league with what they're returning. So we were able to play them, and yeah, it's fun. I mean, we got a great group of coaches here in Region 9 and some great teams, and it's going to be another exciting year for our region. But no, we love it. Most of us coaches, not all, but most of us coaches in the region, like, we love playing against each other. If we see each other in a summer tournament, is it ideal? No, but like, we're not going to duck out of it. There's some that are just totally against it, which is fine too. Everyone has their own philosophies. But like Coach Stout, when we played out at Utah Prep after the game, he's like, man, I haven't felt this way since a region game. We were in it. It was chippy. He's like, that was awesome. So, Yeah, that was a lot of fun to be able to play them and see them.
And where do you land on that spectrum, Coach? Are you cool with playing region teams, and what is that? Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess just what's your opinion?
Yeah, I love it. We're kind of the motto. Anybody, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I mean, at Utah State, we played Anthem Prep, who's, they've got 3 kids offered by SEC schools, and when I called to let them know this was our first time playing, I'm like, hey, we're gonna be pretty young. Like, I don't want their coaches to be upset that this could get really ugly. And they were like, no one will play them. And I'm like, oh, we'll play them. I don't care. I'm just letting you know this could get really ugly. And it wasn't as bad as we thought. I mean, at the end, it started to get a little out of hand. But, the boys played really hard. So, yeah, we're good to play anybody, anywhere. And yeah, you get those vibes and those, that juice is flowing in the summertime. Like, that's awesome because you only get it, so many times. You only have so many region games
Yeah.
a year. So we're all about it.
Awesome. What does the rest of the summer look like for you guys as far as tournaments or stuff like that?
So now these guys head off with their club teams. We had Coop and Ethan are with Sousa, so they'll be out on the Adidas Gold Circuit. Riker's out at Under Armour right now. Trey and Jordan will be at Under Armour. So, and then we have some kids with Ignited. So we've got Kyle's with Ignited. So we've got kids going all over the place, and this is their time to go learn from other coaches, different minds, different terminologies, and then we'll meet, back up right after school starts.
Who's your alley-oop guy going to be this year, Cooper? Anybody get up and throw it down if you put it up for him, or how's that looking?
Hopefully Maddox can get up there, throw down some dunks for me.
Okay. All right, good. Always need one of those. Great to talk to you guys on a July 8th morning in the summer, all about what you're doing. Excited for the upcoming season as always. And Cooper, great to hear about what you're doing at Pineview. And Coach Amico, thanks as always, man. You're awesome.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back on The Rush right after this. Send us your highlights, Andy at therushutah.com or anywhere on social media at The Rush Utah. It's The Rush Utah, high school sports every day.